Fire in an area building sends 2 people to the hospital and leaves 4 families homeless on a cold night. Night Beat cameras take you to the scene, coming up brand new at 11. Good evening, I'm Carmen Harlan. Also tonight, new information about the shooting of 2 children over the weekend. We'll bring you the latest developments.
My mother raised me to say that if someone do something wrong, they have to pay, basically.
See how a young man who started life disadvantaged turned it all around. It's coming up at 11 on the Night Beat.
You're watching Channel 4, WDIV, and this is the Night Beat Now, where local news comes first.
An apartment fire near Hamtramck injures 2 people and puts several families out on the streets. Homeless just in time for the holidays.
The big story tonight, fire in the night. A fire in a Detroit apartment building has left several people homeless and 2 people hurt, including an infant. The fire started around 7 this evening near I-75 in Holbrook. The Night Beat's Doug Evans has the latest on what might have contributed to the fire.
4 families are without homes, burned out by a raging fire that destroyed all 3 floors of this apartment building. You live there alone?
No, I had 5 kids in there.
What ages?
Running from 13 to, I got 3 9 and 1 12.
And are they your children?
And my grandkids, their mothers are dead, and I'm taking care of them.
Oh, my goodness. Ada Oni is 66 years old. When Detroit firefighters tell you they haven't seen one go up like this in a while, well, you know that's saying something.
It was a very hard fire to fight.
Why was that?
Well, the house was filled with a lot of articles of furniture and other things people have saved.
One person in particular, a woman who lived in this downstairs apartment. From floor to ceiling, wall to wall, it was filled with, well, neighbors call it junk. It was spilling out of the broken windows. Michael Wade is the landlord.
Well, I've had people to clean it up, but, you know, she ended up bringing a lot of stuff back in.
No doubt about it, firefighters say all this junk that you've seen, well, if it didn't cause the fire, it certainly contributed to it.
She was the best tenant he ever had. She was the best. So far as paying her rent, you know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But every time you have it cleaned, she bring it right back in.
Just outside her burned apartment, this is her shopping cart, and as you can see, it is full with basically trash, what neighbors say would be her daily haul. The mother and daughter injured in the fire were visiting in an upstairs apartment. Everyone up there, including a number of children, barely got out.
We ran upstairs to get the kids out, and the fire, smoke, it was like a big gush of wind, just blew the smoke to the front of the house. And they had to drop 3 of the kids from the front porch, and my 2 sisters and my father had to jump from the front porch because they couldn't get out of the steps because there was so much smoke.
The child is a 5-month-old baby boy. He's being treated here at Children's Hospital in Detroit for smoke inhalation. At last check, he's in stable condition. We're told he's going to be okay. Same for his mother, just down the street, being treated at Detroit Receiving tonight. She's going to be all right as well. Everyone else in the building got out safely. The cause of this fire, as you might guess, is under investigation at this hour. Live at Children's Hospital, Doug Evans, Night Beat.
FBI agents nabbed the suspect in the shooting of 2 toddlers over the weekend. 24-year-old Derek McGowan was arrested in New Orleans around 8 o'clock tonight. McGowan is charged with attempted murder. Police say he went to see his former girlfriend, then opened fire when he found her with another man. 1 girl was released from the hospital today. The other person is listed in good condition. At age 14, Kenneth Briggs had to make a tough decision. Now he's helping other at-risk teenagers make the same decision he made. A decision to do what is right and not fall into the trap of street gangs, drugs, and alcohol. The Night Beat's Ann Thompson has his courageous story.
What's up?
Ken Briggs is just 23, and he's already had to make the choice between life and death, between right and wrong.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
This night, the office assistant for the Detroit Lions is using his connections to host a fundraiser for the Michigan Association for Leadership Development, or MALL, which helps inner-city youths in Pontiac stay on the straight and narrow. A path Ken's mom put him on as a child, and Ken stayed on, even though his father died when he was 2 and his mother when he was 12. A path that had its biggest hurdle just miles from the Silverdome in Pontiac. At age 14, Kenneth walked into his older brother Michael's crack house here on Pike Street near Edith. He saw a 13-year-old girl being gang raped and tortured, and he made a decision that would change his life and save hers.
And I decided to put a stop to this.
As the other men in the house debated whether to kill the girl, Ken helped her escape.
And they put a plastic bag over her head, and I remember I pulled up the plastic bag and said, can you please help me? I never heard that type of cry or that kind of emotion come out of anything. She knew that she was going to die, and I had to help her.
He got her out of the house and sent his brother to jail by testifying against Michael at his trial. The decision cost him what family he had left. Ken says they still threatened to make him pay.
They said they were going to come here and try to do something to me tonight.
Ken has found another family, people related not by blood, but by commitment to help other inner-city kids make the right choices. To them, Ken is a symbol of hope.
Anyone that has been through the things that Ken has been through and succeeding like he is now, he deserves everything that he's getting right now.
Like these kids, Ken once dreamed of being a professional athlete. Now his dreams are simpler, but every bit as important. Ken wants to graduate from Oakland University and then go to work in the field of community relations to give back to the people who gave him so much. Ann Thompson, Night Beat.
And Kenneth Briggs hopes to graduate from Oakland University in 3 semesters. Carmen?
The man accused in a deadly police chase in Macomb County was formally charged in court today. John Clunan was charged with second-degree murder. He's accused of killing 13-year-old Derek Womack.
Can't believe he's gone. Yesterday, he came over and seen how I was doing. And I told him, I said, be careful riding that bike home. He goes, I will. It was like only a couple hours before it happened.
Police say the incident began when they stopped Clunan for driving erratically. The driver took off on I-94 to Gratiot in Clinton Township. That's where he hit Womack, or allegedly hit Womack. He was stopped alongside the road to help a friend fix his bike. A preliminary breath test shows Clunan had a blood alcohol level of 0.15. Was it assault and resisting arrest or an epileptic seizure? That's the question at the heart of a brewing legal battle tonight in East Point. Either way, 32-year-old Rebecca Stone was arraigned on those charges today and ordered to stand trial if she's found to be competent. Stone has suffered from seizures since a car accident when she was 14. Her mother, Alice, says her daughter was having a seizure the night of October 3rd when an officer allegedly punched Rebecca during the seizure. But police say when they arrived, Rebecca assaulted them.
In all days of my life, I will see the look of terror on her face when they grabbed her. And she was being combatant, but it was because of the seizure.
We have information from neighbors that she frequently loses her temper. The family has extreme difficulty controlling her. That she has assaulted family members, including her mother, in the past.
If convicted, Rebecca could go to jail for a year. The Stones have also filed charges against East Point police.
Detroit police are asking for your help identifying the victim of a fatal hit and run. This happened on Saturday, November 30th, about 3 in the afternoon on Rosemary Street on the east side. The man is described as 5'7", close-cut black hair, and wearing a hooded Nike coat. Anyone with information is asked to call the medical examiner's office at area code 313-833-2568. O.J. Simpson will be in an Orange County family courtroom tomorrow. That's when attorneys will present their closing arguments in Simpson's child custody case. But today, Simpson was in a Santa Monica courtroom for his civil trial. Former Detective Philip Van Adder finished his testimony. Yesterday, Van Adder blurted out that he believed Simpson was guilty. That violated an agreement made by both sides that witnesses would not state their feelings about Simpson in court. The defense finished the day by picking on the sloppy handling of evidence by the LAPD.
Covering America now, a Texas mother is sentenced to probation because her son is always late for kindergarten. The charges will be dropped if Caroline Edens can show she can get her 5-year-old son to school on time from now on. Unabomber suspect Theodore Kaczynski pleaded not guilty today to charges he sent a mail bomb that killed a New Jersey man 2 years ago. The Kansas Attorney General asked the Supreme Court to uphold a law that puts sexual predators in mental institutions, even after they've served their time. Opponents say it weakens the definition of mental illness. Soon you might be able to find out when a sex offender moves into your neighborhood. Michigan lawmakers are considering a bill that would allow public access to Michigan's sex offender registry. The House passed the bill today. Now it goes back to the Senate for approval of an amendment that would exclude juveniles from that list. If the bill passes, the list will be available at local police stations in April.
We have a high-speed police chase in Dallas, caught on tape from above. It's our video of the day. Take a look. A fleeing pickup truck trying to elude police comes to a crashing stop and rolls off the freeway. The driver, believe it or not, after that, is hospitalized tonight in good condition. Police chased that pickup for an hour and a half. He was suspected of having committed a crime, but they haven't told anyone yet what that crime was. It was story time at the Detroit Zoo, and tonight's high-profile celebrity storyteller put a smile on a lot of kids' faces. It's part of the Wild Lights holiday display, the Celebrity Storytellers Series. Tonight's famous reader, Detroit Police Chief Isaiah McKinnon, reading a Christmas story about polar bears.
It's hard to sing and chew at the same time. Well, the best treatment for what ails you might not be in your medicine cabinet or even at the pharmacy. New at 11, see why so many people are finding help with some unusual treatments. And tonight, there's proof of something you probably already suspected. Traffic in Metro Detroit is a major pain.
You're watching The Night Beat, where local news comes first.
This is a familiar scene to Metro Detroiters. Lines of cars and trucks standing still or crawling along congested freeways. And a new study finds Motown is slow town.
That's right. The Texas Transportation Institute finds metro area traffic snarls some of the worst in the country. Detroit traffic is ranked 6th, better than Los Angeles or Washington, D.C., but worse than Philadelphia or even New York. Drivers who talked with the Night Beat admit they're used to it, and most just grin and bear it.
I can believe it. No, it's kind of bad out there.
What do you do to get through it?
I just kind of tough it out.
Everybody gets frustrated, but generally I'm fairly calm. I mean, when I know I can't do anything about something, I accept it.
It's hard to believe we're worse than New York, isn't it? But the Michigan Intelligence Transportation Center doesn't accept it. The people there say they were surprised by that study, but they say Michigan highways are constantly undergoing improvement.
Well, the TV industry has finally come up with a rating system that parents can use to decide which shows are okay for their kids. The official announcement should come next week, and the system implemented next month. Now, the rating system would look something like this. TVG for general audiences, TV PG for parental guidance, TV 14 for programs inappropriate for children under 14, and TVM for mature audiences. There's also 2 special ratings for kids programming, K for general programs and K7 for programs intended for kids 7 and older. Now, critics wanted a system that designated sex, violence, or foul language in programs.
They won't be able to know which program has too much sex or too much violence or inappropriate language, so as a result, they won't be able to use it at all.
But the TV industry believes such labels would be too complicated to use, misinterpreted by viewers, and drive away advertisers.
Well, during the holidays, we're asking for you to help spotlight some of the top charities in Metro Detroit. Harold and Marie Schultz of Harper Woods sent us this unbreakable knitted wreath on behalf of Project Compassion. They help nursing home patients who don't have any family. As we put their wreath on the tree, as soon as I get Popeye unstuck from him here, we stick him right up here for the Christmas season. You can contact, by the way, Project Compassion at Post Office Box 11069 in Detroit. The zip code is 48221, and give them a call because they can use your help. And also, we have this little cook sent to us by Tony Griswa and the Partnership Against Hunger at Henry Ford Village Life Care Retirement Community on behalf of St. Leo's Soup Kitchen. And so this little fellow will go right up here and grace our Christmas tree for this holiday season. The Soup Kitchen is at 4860 15th Street in Detroit. The zip code is 48208-2242. They feed more than 300 people on a regular basis, and you can send us an ornament and information about your charity, or you can drop it off here at Channel 4. Either way, the address you need for that is 550 West Lafayette Boulevard in Detroit, and the zip code is 48226-3140. And when this tree is full, don't worry about it. We'll get another one, and before Christmas, we'll donate the trees themselves to charities to pass on to families who need them.
Well, just a few years ago, you would have been considered weird for trying some of the treatments we're about to show you, but things have changed. Next on the Night Beat, see why even some doctors are willing to try alternative therapies. Good medicine might not have to come from your family doctor. 1 in 3 of us use some unconventional forms of medicine, but can crystals really heal? The Night Beat's medical reporter Lila Orbach takes a look at what doctors have to say about alternative medicine.
This probably looks odd to you, but this woman is just getting a massage. It's called acrosage, and it's one of the latest forms of natural healing.
Never done this technique before.
This is the Whole Life Expo, a place where you'll find every kind of massage you can imagine, plus everything you need for natural healing, from plant spirit medicine to aromatherapy.
I think I'll take the lavender, though, for right now.
From plant spirit medicine to aromatherapy to sound healing and crystals.
But fluoride gives itself to muscle and tissue regeneration.
These people swear by alternative forms of medicine, but they're not alone. An increasing number of doctors are taking this type of healing more seriously.
The public is now beginning to become educated, so they're beginning to ask questions. Asking questions means looking at alternative therapies. And I think that can only be to the better health of all of us.
Dr. Bernie Siegel is an author and a proponent of alternative medicine.
I help people die laughing, so that if they have fulfilled what their life is about, they literally can die with a smile on their face. To me, that's the essence of healing.
Dr. Jean Shinoda-Bolin is a psychiatrist and analyst.
That a life-threatening illness is a descent of the soul into the underworld.
Instead of immediately turning to conventional medicine when a patient complains of, say, a cold, these doctors first try to tune into the patient's state of mind, trying to tap into what really might be wrong.
When a person is anxious or depressed, the susceptibility to getting sick is greater. So I'm interested in what's going on with them in their lives.
I'd say the same thing. Why are you sick now? You know, what's happening in your life?
The key to alternative therapy, these practitioners say, is not trying to replace conventional medicine, but simply adding to it by relaxing and tapping into the body's natural aura, even if it does mean standing on your head for a massage. Lila Orbach, Night Beat.
I can feel it. We're going to have nice.
I'm not going to say a word. No. She was watching that previous story a little too closely, wasn't she? Yes, she was. Hey, I tell you what, Chuck's off this week, but we still have Chuck's Lights to enjoy for you. Take a look at tonight's winners of Chuck's Lights. They are from Warren. These are our friends Cindy and Rick Murchart, they say is how they pronounce their names. Cindy and Rick Murchart. They're nice folks. They live at 13815 Carmen, located around the 12.5-mile road area in Warren. They do a great job. Got the big star there, all kinds of lights. That could be mistaken for your house, couldn't it, Emery?
Bad chance.
Yeah, me too. Good job, Cindy and Rick.
A lot of work went into that.
He said he starts on normally around Halloween. Work all the way through. If you'd like to send in a photo of your house or maybe your friends, there's the address, Chuck's Holiday Lights. Our zip code here is 48226. Let's go ahead and talk about what happened to us for today. It was not a bad day at all. We made it up to a high of 40 degrees around the midday hours of 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Dropped down to an overnight low of 31. Normally this time of year, the high would be 37, so we really crushed that today by about 3 degrees. Normal overnight low 23, so 31's much better than that. And there you have the record, 64 and -9. That was back in the 1800s. Right now, 38 degrees and cloudy. We had dropped down to 36, but we've bounced back up. The cloud cover is really helping us out. Relative humidity, 76%. Our barometer has been pretty high for the last few hours. It continues to rise now at 29.82. And the winds this hour are coming from the northeast at 6. Let me go ahead and show you some temperatures for you at this moment around the area. We're doing okay in most spots. 33 degrees in Lansing, 36 in Howell and in Jackson. Metro's at 38, 37 at City Airport, 36 in Mount Clemens. You know, most of these temps are right where they were at 6 o'clock tonight. Not very many people have cooled down. Let me take you on to the sequence to talk about what's going to happen to us in the next 24 hours. All kinds of precipitation back out west. We've been talking about that big Pineapple Express. It's raining from Los Angeles all the way up to Seattle right now as we speak. Some of that moisture will eventually come our way. That's not what's going to get us during the overnight tonight. What happens is that this moisture comes around the top of the Great Lakes. There could be some light rain before tomorrow morning, definitely some fog out there. And if you're as close to, say, the northern suburbs up to Flint, you might even see some snow mixed in there. Here's your forecast now for tonight. Expect the overnight low to be about 35. Rain and snow to the north is possible, but mostly rain and fog in the immediate Detroit area to the south. Tomorrow's high, back into the 40s again. We'll make it to 44 tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies. The light rain should end early in the day, and here's that extended forecast real quick. By the weekend, we're back to that wintry precipitation kind of stuff. Thursday's high, though, goes to 50. Friday, 48.
I told you. I could feel it.
You could feel it coming. Feels good,
Put
too,
your
doesn't
hands
it?
on the TV screen.
By Saturday, 37, so don't think you're going to feel it for too long.
No, but we'll enjoy it while it lasts.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Tom. The Tigers made a 10-player trade today. Find out who's going and find out who's coming ahead on the night beat.
They call it cleaning house, you know?
That's right.
And it hasn't happened to the Red Wings since 1976. You got to see this score to believe it. It's coming up.
Well, for those of you who haven't realized it, these Pistons appear to be quite for real.
Yeah,
Serious, aren't they?
we're talking about almost a quarter of the season over, and they're 16-3. Not bad. Tonight, Milwaukee Pistons with a late fourth-quarter run, thanks to Joe Dumars at Grand Hill, rack up their 5th win in a row, beat the Bucks 93-85. Pistons now 16-3 on the season. We've got highlights. First quarter, Pistons with the ball. Inbounding here, they get it. Lateriel Green saves it to Grand Hill for the slam. Pistons led after one, 21-16. Second quarter, Pistons with it again. Grand Hill gets it. Great move down the lane. Throws it up. It goes. He had 26 at the half. Pistons led it 49-41. Fourth quarter, Pistons with the ball. Get it out to Joe Dumars. Buries the three-pointer. Gives him the lead again at 72-70. He had 29. They took off from there. It's Dumars working here. Tough fade away from the baseline. Pistons beat the Bucks 93-85 for their 5th win in a row. Meanwhile, big night for a couple of Detroit guys in the NBA. First in Atlanta. Hawks beat the Nuggets 89-88 thanks to Steve Smith, who was the man. We've got highlights. End of regulation. Hawks down by 1. Smith with the jumper. Nails it with under 4 seconds to go. Scored 18-20 in the second half. Hawks beat the Nuggets 89-88. In Cleveland, Rashawn Leonard's follow-up banker at the buzzer won it for the Heat as they beat the Cavs.
Marley spotted up. Marley's triple off the front iron. Leonard will double clutch it, and it went down.
And it counted. You got it. Rashawn Leonard wins it. Heat knocks off the Cavs 76-74. He had 8. Chicago Bulls have suspended Dennis Rodman for 2 games without pay for the profanity he was spewing on live TV after Sunday's loss to Toronto. Here are the bleeps and Rodman's apology today.
You know, Davidson's got all these referees, and the girls got these referees wearing diapers. They can't be mad themselves and make a call and stand up for themselves. I can't believe that. Apologize to, you know, people that was directed to, but, you know, just one of those things that it was under the heat of battle, and I just, you know, made a mistake.
The mistake, or the 2 games without pay, will cost Rodman nearly $210,000. NHL tonight at Joe Louis, some of the most amazing goaltending you will ever see. Wings and Edmonton Oilers played to a scoreless tie. That's right, 0-0 final, the first for the Wings in 20 years. We've got highlights. Second period, Wings with the puck, and Steve Yzerman on the breakaway. But Curtis Joseph with a great stop. He made 52 saves in the game, denies Yzerman there. Third period, Wings with the puck. Doug Brown skates in, takes the shot. Joseph with the stop. Open net, but defenseman Boris Mironov there stops it. Brown doesn't score. Later in the third, Oilers on the attack. Watch him get it up ice. Todd Marchant on the breakaway. Chris Osgood's there. Watch this save. Makes it up in the air, makes the catch. 42 stops for Osgood. Wings and Oilers skate to a 0-0 tie. The Tigers today pulled off their largest trade since 1957 when they put together a 10-player deal with the Houston Astros. There's a lot of quantity here, folks. I'm not sure about the quality, though. The Tigers send to Houston Brad Asmus, C.J. Nitkowski, Trevor Miller, Jose Lima, and Darrell Ward. In return, they get Brian Hunter, not the one who played in Atlanta. This is a different one. This is Brian Hunter Light, I guess we could say. He only played 1 year in baseball. Orlando Miller, Todd Jones, Doug Brocale, and a player to be named later. Randy Smith says it'll all help the future.
It's tough to part with some of these guys, and you have a lot of respect for the job Brad Osmus does as a catcher and the ability to handle a pitching staff, but I think we have to look at, you have to give up something to get something, and we parted with some young players that we like, but we got back some proven guys that are still young that we think are going to help us.
We'll find out. Finally, boxing tonight in Corpus Christi, Texas. Rocky Gannon of Bay City, Michigan, TKO'd by Dominic Carter. Round 1 of their fight. Carter came off the mat to win this one. We've got highlights. Round 1, Rocky Gannon, left side stripe shorts. Watch him hitting with the left right here. Bang! Carter goes down, but he got up. Oh, he took another little shot there. Yeah, I know. But he got up, and he remembered that little shot. He goes after Gannon, knocked him down 2 times. This is the second one. Watch him. They're just wailing. And here's one. Bang. You gave me that other one. Here's your extra one. Dominic Carter, TKO's Rocky Gannon of Bay City. Yeah, there you go.
You can hear the music, can't you?
Yeah. Da-na-na.
Can't do that.
You know, we've got proof tonight that a job is only as boring or only as exciting as you make it.
See what has one cop dancing in the streets. That's next on the Night Beat. Look at him go. He turns, he swivels, and he even jingles. Who is he? He is the dancing cop, Tony Lepori. A Providence, Rhode Island officer entertains passers-by as they flock to work. Lepori is a retired police officer turned dancer. His offbeat style makes the officer internationally known. Get it? To all who notice. Yeah.
You ever had a day like that?
Oh,
No.
yeah, those are good ones. That's the Tuesday edition of the Night Beat. Tonight's show with Jay Leno's next.
We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Bye.